actually there's four, but the fourth one comes later on in the song, so we'll worry about that later. So for the most part, there are only 3 chords in the song, and you know 2 of them already.
Cool.
So you know the D chord and you know the G chord. Now the other chord is a variation of a C chord. It's called C add 9. And the way that you're going to finger it is your third finger is going to be on the second string 3rd fret. The second string down. That's right, good. Your first finger will be on the 4th string 2nd fret, and your second finger will be on the 3rd fret on the 5th string, like that, right? And we'll play 5 strings. Right. Now, just for a minute, I want you to let's take a look at this, because the chord sequence goes D, C add 9, G. Now, if you were watching my fingers carefully, what did you notice about that?
You didn't play the D chord.
I'm sorry, say again?
You didn't play the D chord like that. Oh, wait, did you?
Yes, I did.
Oh.
Yeah, but watch.
Oh, the third finger stays in the same place.
Excellent. So that's the trick to doing this. So what you're going to do, strum the D chord for me. Well, I'll show you the picking. Good. Now, when you move to that C add 9, you lift everything but your 3rd finger. Yes, up another string for that guy, to the 5th string.
Oh.
That's it. Good. And you'll notice now going to the G chord is even easier. Yes, just get very good. Excellent. Okay, so now we're going to look at how you're going to do that. And this is what happens. We're going to start with the D chord, and we're not going to strum the D chord. We're going to pick the 4th string twice. That's it. Then we're going to pick the 2nd string and then the 3rd string just once. Then we're going to pick the 4th string again at the end. So that gives us this. Good. Now we go to the C add 9. Notice, switch those guys around. All right. So one thing to notice also, when you're going from this finger, your first finger just has to go up 1 string from. Right. Good. Now what we're going to do here, we're going to pick the 5th string, then we're going to lift our finger up really quickly, pick again, and then put it back down. And then you're going to pick the same thing, 2nd string followed by 3rd. Now make sure these fingers were in the same for this. Right, so. Just got to get that finger a little more on the tippy tip so it doesn't. Okay. Now we're going to pick this string again. Make sure that. Okay, I think your finger slipped off that string. That's right. Good. So now so far what we have is this. We're going to do, go ahead. Good, now we're going to go to the G chord. And we're going to start very similarly by picking the 6th string, lifting that finger up, and then putting it back in. But instead of doing the picking of the strings, we're just going to strum the chord. And then we're going to play a fill. Do you know what I mean by a fill?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, if you know what I mean, we don't have to spend a lot of time talking about it. So this is in between, actually this part is the intro, but those fills also go in between the singing. That's why they call them fills, because you fill up the space. So there are going to be a couple of different fills here. And the first one starts like this. You're going to pick the 6th string, then you're going to lift your first finger up and pick the open 5th string and then hammer the finger down onto the 2nd fret. So this is kind of sounding a little bit like the Pink Floyd song in a way. We're going to do the same thing on the fourth string. So we're going to, good. So that gives us this. Then we're going to play the open fourth string. Then we're going to move to these, put that finger down on the fifth string, second fret. Fifth string, fifth string. Good. Then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to do a pull off from the third string, second fret to the open string. So put your finger down on the third string. Pick and pull. Right. When we put that all together, it sounds something like that. And when we put all of this together, you're going to get this. After that fill, we're going to go back and we're going to play the chords again, same thing. And then we get another fill. And this one is a little trickier because it's going to involve a new technique that we also haven't done before. And honestly, I'm going to be very honest with you, Andrew. Normally, I would probably not show somebody this who's only been taking lessons for a couple of weeks, but you're doing so well, I'm pretty sure you're not going to have too much trouble with this. Okay? So, what happens on this fill? You're going to play the open third string, then you're going to pull off from the second fret to the open string. So, right, just like that. Right. Then we're going to do the same thing, but on the fourth fret, like this. Good. Now the next one's the tricky one. I'm not kidding. You're going to bend the string. Now, a string bend. So you play you're going to play the open third string. Then you're going to play the fifth fret on that string, and that's where you're going to bend. And you might have noticed, yes, very good. You were watching. I'm using two fingers to help me push that string. They're both on the same string. Remember, when you have two fingers on the same string like that, the higher note is the one that's going to come out. So I'm really bending the fifth fret. Right. Ah, excellent. So that, like, when you put it all together, and when you put it together with the song, then we're going to come back after. Yes, excellent.
That's pretty fun.
Isn't it fun?
Yeah.
It's a little tricky because you got to put some muscle into it, but that doesn't seem to be bothering you. You're getting it, and it sounds really good. Okay, so the next thing that happens is that you play the first bit again. So you play all of this. Careful, you want to play the fourth string, not the third string. C add 9. Remember, first finger just moves up one string. Good. Ah. Then come back and pick this guy one more time. Then the G chord. Good. So, yes. So the third time through, you play the same fill that you played the first time. And then the fourth time, you play this little fill. So that is 6th string, 3rd fret. Good. then I'm going to slide on the 5th string from the 1st fret to the 2nd. So you can let go of the chord here. You don't have to try to hold the whole chord down. That would be pretty tricky. So what I'm doing is I'm putting my finger on the 1st fret. I'm picking and then sliding just 1 fret though. Then open 4th string, open 3rd string, and then back to that 6th string. Right. So that goes. Good. So that's the intro.